In the top left-hand side, our blue Terran player. This is going to be Team Liquid's Clem. He's up against Rogue. In the bottom right-hand side as we kick off into this best of 5. Game number 1. Big matchup, elimination match. Loser is out. Risky with the Happy Whiskey Friday on the 72 months. 6 years, jeez. Unbelievable. Thank you so much for the 6 years, matey. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. As we get racks coming through, get this set to go, get this underway. Gonna be seeing the hatch gas pool coming up, just taking a couple moments. Gonna be seeing the setup getting going for a couple of moments. Just gonna be having the SCV down to the bottom side. A couple queens, couple lings, all coming through. Why only 5 best of 5s today? Because I gotta go out later. Just gonna be seeing the factory coming through, a couple of CCs coming in. Just gonna be seeing the link speed coming up as well. Just gonna have ourselves the next couple moments. Triple CC, the build up here from Clem as we get going on Taito Citadel. We get that up and running. Moving over, taking a couple seconds. We do have ourselves the orbital command coming through and the barracks extra on the way. So Clem going pretty quickly into the extra racks for the next couple of moments. Here we'll take a little shot, a couple of hits coming through. Just going to be having the lings, just going to get over there. I'm just going to be seeing the aliens will take a chance to get over that right-hand side. So just trying to see what's up. I'm just going to be seeing the CC on the way, Stimpack building. And we have ourselves the Marine on the way through to Command Center producing. We have ourselves a good, solid setup. It's just very standard and very simple in the early stages. We just have not too much going on. What do we expect from this series? Obviously, Clem probably comes in as a pretty hefty favorite, but then you've got a Rogue who, honestly, in recent history, has started to play very well. He's had some really good games and some good matchups as of late, so it's been really fun to watch him play and participate and just do, like I say, extremely well for himself lately, so kind of intrigued as to how this probably goes overall. We do see the couple queens out over the left-hand side. The Reaper going to throw a grenade down, and the couple of Hellions going to gather back into toward the center of the map. And that Stimpack coming through. The few Marines and the SCVs all building by. Our Queens, our Evo Chambers coming up as well. Bringing that into play right there. Starport will get to the reacting, gives us some medevacs. Of course, Clem ended up down here losing out to Raynor. The lack of success against Raynor was really the run-bys. The run-bys that Raynor put off constantly were very, very good, really consistent. And the games he won, running by was really the kind of key success to it. Rogue is a fast player. Rogue's an aggressive player too, so I imagine he's got to think about those counterattacks a lot as well. In a meta where mutas are really viable and Ling Bane muta is truly back, I wonder if that helps Rogue out. It does kind of create this kind of multitasking kind of all over the place situation, which maybe is something that Clem likes, because let's face it, Clem likes to play fast, he likes to play all over. can just see, like, in general, there's just a very interesting kind of layer of a layer in which things are going to happen, I think. We'll have our engineering base building, and combat shield coming through. It's going to be having the barracks and all the rest coming about. Hellions and the Reaper will settle in the center. And yeah, they're coming up halfway through for the moment. Lings and the Queens come by, +1 missiles, +1 carapace. Continue to produce. A few Marines will unload on the right-hand side. The Queens will start a fight. Hellions morph into the Hellbats. The first Queen's already in some trouble. The Zerglings begin to go down. The Hellbats will continue to trade here for a little bit. The Marines will step forward. I'm just going to be seeing them going through. The couple of Queens dropping immediately. Not a bad start at all for Clem, whose Hellbats in the front are just doing so much work. This is already a very efficient trade, and as new Lings spawn, they're going to be on their own. Those Queens are all low HP, so there's not really much saving the Queens at this stage either. We're going to be seeing the Hellbats still pushing through. The Lings are looking to get a wrap around. We will lose one medevac. The cleanup will happen, but the efficiency here from Clem is going to be through the roof. 1.5 to 2.6k this early in the game is obviously going to be a big deal breaker, so that's going to be a massive factor. Let's just have the Hydra Den on the way up. The Lings and the Queen still building through. The Missile and the Carapace upgrades coming up as well. So we are going to see Rogue is going to double down onto those kind of range-based units. Which, at this point, sure, but I'm not super convinced. Now this will go next. See that Drilling Claw starting up. The 1-1 upgrades coming through. Again, a couple of barracks. Missile turrets coming over. Infestation Pit producing. I see one Marine leading the charge down to the bottom. Rogue was the Overseer, and that's just a supply block. I mean, things you don't really want to have happen at this point in the game as things are already looking a little bit sour for you. Not exactly the greatest situations here. The 1-1 coming up from Clem. Gonna get that Drilling Claws on the way, bring that straight through. This first game is not exactly going super well for Rogue, unfortunately. Not a ideal starting point. Unfortunately. He's gonna try and get to the Lurker Den. I mean, I appreciate the commitment of trying to get somewhere interesting with this, but I still feel like he's quite far behind where he wants to be, so it's likely going to be quite the struggle. We do have the Lurker Den halfway, the Hive halfway, drones and Lings still coming up. Infestors will build again. There's going to be a Baneling Nest coming down as well. Just going to get that Bane Nest up and running. Fueling is going to get across. Marine gets picked off as well. A little bit more damage being done. The Marine's still coming down that right side. Zergling showing up. The Marines will fight. The Lings keep dropping. The medevac's loading and escaping over that right side. Marines will trade against the rest of those Lings, and a couple of drones start going down as well, so we get a bit more damage dealt before we lift up and leave. Kill a Hydra, kill a few drones. Again, Clem keeps this game under control. There's no saying that Rogue can't step back in this game, but Clem is doing all the right things to not overcommit, keep on creating value for himself. He's going to have a 4th base moving into position very shortly, and obviously Rogue still on 3 bases is not going to love seeing the Terran come up to 4 bases in return. So that part of this definitely a factor as well here, more than likely. T2 upgrades, concussive shells. You see the Marine Marauder tank medevac out over the right side. The few Marines are going to stim it up for a couple moments also. That medevac is going to load up. We press through a little bit. Tank will siege. Good fungal growth. Going to land on those few Marines. The medevac's not going to be able to retreat those with the fungal coming down. That's going to be the sort of thing you need here as Rogue to step back in. There's a little bit. Now a few units misrallied on the bottom side. Clem making the mistake, and Rogue will find some value himself. This drop goes nowhere with Lurkers out, and Clem going to have to take a bit of a different approach. He'll start the Ghost Academy because, yeah, this did not work at all. That's a lot of Lurkers too, so you really can't do much else there. Slicing Spine is about to finish. We'll have even more range shortly. Fire will come down. Hydra will be chased. See a few more of those Zerglings going down right off the bat of this. And Baneling Speed coming up as well. Studio upgrades continuing by from Clem. Again, Marauders, the Liberator, all coming into play. We have that Ghost Academy going to be a big part, but I actually think Rogue is going to survive through to a later stage at least, which, like I say, was not originally looking to be the case. He'll have that 5th hatchery coming into the center, so he's keeping himself alive. As Clem will try and take down a lurker here. We'll do that and then back off. The fungal was threatening as we step by. 3 additional ghosts in production. Still got the 2-2, about halfway, about to finish up from Clem. So he's actually down against the missile upgrade so far. And if I get back to the right, just going to see the double Widow Mine drop. Just trying to find some value. We have drilling claws, right? So they burrow super fast. But not fast enough. That's a good denial. And Clem will not get in there for some damage. At the front, just going to let the Widow Mines clean up some of these lings. There's a fungal waiting to land if we get given the chance to. It's scary for Clem because it means he's even kind of not really super sure what he wants to do. He's kiting back, but he doesn't really want to kite. He just wants to run. And then if you just run, you're taking free damage. So he's trying to figure out what the best case is there. As he's trying to avoid the fungal, stay at the range of the infester, while also trading well enough with those other units that were, like I say, trying to chase him down and hunt him down for a little bit of time. Melee +3, carapace as well. So switching towards those melee upgrades to improve the lings. You can see the Niduses also getting started. That's going to give Rogue a lot of options in this later stage. You get those Niduses up, and you can start to really make plays around the map. Create a lot of opportunities here to get some stuff done. So I'd imagine that will be a factor too. Hatchery goes down. That's going to be a kill. Let's see the few Zerglings coming across. The Overseers flying overhead. The Lurkers will burrow. We get rid of one of them right away. So one Lurker going down. Another Lurker getting picked away. The Hydra's getting jumped on. Going to get rid of multiple of those right off the back. The Overseers overhead. The few Zerglings are going to come streaming forward as well. We're going to get a wraparound on that Bio Army. And that is just going to lift and get out of there. 4 more Ghosts in production. Liberator producing 2. 3 is producing from Clem as the vehicle plating will be a part of this also. Double Nidus in the main base. So again, both those Nidus networks up, operational. Clem's on top of it. He sees them coming, but he still has to make sure he gets both of them denied. A little bit more going to show up. So he was clearly a little bit afraid that this was maybe going to get out of hand. So just make sure that it does not. For the moment, making sure that that is going to be well handled. Well, 3-3 is halfway done. The Liberator coming through. Just going to be seeing the +1 vehicle plating coming about. Just having ourselves the Bio gathering together again. A few more changes will start to get knocked down. A lot of those going down immediately. Good pickoffs right there. Bio will get rid of the Nidus in the main, so another opportunity to play cleanup on that side. Bane, Hydra, Infester regathers in the center. We see advanced ballistics coming through. The couple Lings going to get chased out of here as well. Now the rest of the Ling, Bane, Hydra coming through once again. Bam, bam, bam. Bunch of those Banes taking damage. The Lurker on the left side getting in after some of those SCVs. So it's going to try and get through for as much as possible. It's going to be seeing the Widow Mine's going to burrow up and just going to get in after that Lurker. Bio pulls back. Just going to see a good fungal in the front line of this army. And Clem trying to get the Lib sieged. How well can he handle this surge forward of Zerg? There's a lot of Banes that get through, so again, you have to respect those, especially with your Ghosts. You don't want those to end up getting connected on. We do drop a couple cheeky snipes down, and that will be that. Going back through. It's going to be seeing the rest of this settling down. Turned into quite a good game in the end. Bane Link in the center. Still got that burrow coming through. +3 missiles coming up as well. Rid of a little extra there. Just going to see the Nidus network off to that right side. Burrow coming through. +3 missiles. The +2 melee coming up also. A little extra there right from the bat. Just going to see that Nidus again completing. Allows us to just potentially pressure. I'm just going to siege up the Liberators. Actually worth it as well because we actually did commit in here with these Lurkers. That's kind of a crazy play when the Liberators are overhead. I don't know what Rogue was thinking. That was as close to a donation of Lurkers as it could be. I have no idea what he thought was going to happen there, actually. I mean, don't be wrong, he killed a bit of Bio, but he lost a bunch of Lurkers. I mean, maybe he just committed to it before he really noticed the Libs were there, and then just like bit of brain lag, right? You don't realize those libs are just killing everything until it's too late. Because it doesn't really make much more sense otherwise. And like I say, it wasn't like you got nothing out of this, so it wasn't terrible. It just wasn't really very good. It's definitely an interesting option for sure. Bit of bio with a few ghosts gathering. The medevacs will do some healing. Big commitment through the center. Rogue trying to find his way to the front, and we'll see a couple of Spires on the way up right now, so Rogue looking for an even later stage of this game. Kind of crazy, because like Clem really did shut Rogue down early, and then ended up with a couple of rough fights. When those lurkers came out, Clem suddenly had no answer, and he was like, I think Clem was thinking that he had this game under wraps, and that he was on his way to closing this out, and then the next thing he knew, bam, he had to come across and kind of deal with the Zerg that had lurkers and so he had to slow it down, and then in that slowdown, Rogue has really capitalized and given himself a way back into this matchup already. Plus 2 vehicle plating still coming up, Neil Steel armor coming through, the libs are building, the Nidus gets denied, the Bird is going to unsiege and reposition, Hydra Bane going to roll up the right, the Liberators will siege. It's going to get those libs sieging on top of these lurkers. The lurkers get out, that's scary, but with Liberators available it's not as scary because you do typically get a bit of a better cleanup than what you would have had before. There's a lot of libs sieging up now. The lurkers do play getaway. Nidus still there until something on the ground comes through though. So Clem's got to consider that as Rogue tries to position over to the left-hand side, looking for that opportunity to push in. Not going to find it just yet. Mind shot, a couple of Zerglings go down, the army connecting onto this planetary fortress. We've got more units back in the main because the Liberators have moved away from there. Clem's getting outsped a little bit, to be honest. Rogue is actually having a great time here. 18 SCVs go down. But you see these Liberators going to get back up. And there's a lot of SCVs, but Rogue is losing units. Like, this was a commitment on the left side from him. I hate that these lurkers try and stay around. Like, I get it, you're maybe trying to keep the libs busy, but like, those libs are still there. It's not going to take much for them to relocate and to deal with those next lurk, that reposition. So then it's just 2 more lurkers that go down for basically no extra gain. And Clem is capitalizing on what was a lot of units given up by Rogue. He steps forward, this gold base denied instantly. And kind of wondering what we do next, actually, from Clem. If he wants to keep on being aggressive. Rogue is building some more Hydras and Vipers. He's running in right now. I don't think he has enough units to run in. Like, these Liberators are sieging as well, and realistically, like, there's just nothing on the ground. Rogue is clouding the skies with Overseers, but I think he's clouding his own vision because I feel like he's like, aha, I'm gonna fight. He's like, wait, I don't have a bunch of Hydra Lingbane lurker under this group of Overseers? What do you mean? It feels like that's a surprise to him, but obviously it maybe really shouldn't be. Just gonna see the rest of this army still moving around still. I think Hydra back to the right. He is hanging about. A couple changes will step through. Plus 3 melee. 5 carapace coming up. The libs are going to make a step forward. So I see that Nidus coming down. Back on the natural here currently once again. The Nidus is the one thing that keep Clem pulling back all of the time. So they really stop him from, fully focusing on maybe just kind of fights around the map. So it does a lot for Rogue. The ability to keep those in play already. And it's just going to be seeing those few lings are slowly going down. We're going to need a second scan though, because we took a long time to make this happen. So a little bit awkward, to say the least. Be changing, stepping through. Just going to be seeing another Nidus attempt up into the main base. Whereas we'll be sieging. The Marines are going to get through. The Spore Crawler will be taking some damage. We do see a couple of snipes trying to come down. Hydra Bane coming across as well. Vipers just some abducts. We're trying to run through this. Lunges into these Liberators. I think that's a misplay, unfortunately. And he will lose a few more Hydras having to step from further underneath those libs to get out again. Hydras in the main, and the Lurkers already coming through and burrowing up. Just going to see a couple snipes. 2 Lurkers go down. Clem had units nearby. Another Nidus this time on the 3rd base of Clem on this right side base. I'm not sure if it was his 3rd at this point. It's so far gone. I will say what Clem needs to do is make sure he gets to base 6, right? Like, right now the 5 base setup is very cozy. But he needs to make sure he can get to base 6. It doesn't have to be like I say right now. But that's going to be one of the things that Rogue will be aiming for. If you can deny the next base along from Clem, he may run out of money. Problem is that going to happen before you run out of stuff here as well? Going to run into this. We've got ourselves the Vipers. Did they do anything before? They got a parasite bomb off maybe? Corruptors show up. The Liberators will go down here, so that is going to be a cleanup. So that is going to be a shutdown. The accidental swarm host being making an appearance right now as well. Rogue does not have a lot of money banked. He's rebuilding basically pure lings. He does not have a lot of gas. He'll morph in a handful of Veilings here, but that is going to be about it. Liberators, Marines, Ghost all coming through. The Viking production as well. Man, 5 libs at a time. Clem is spamming units, and it's expensive, but it's absolutely worthwhile. He's getting so much value out of these units. Resources lost now 28 to 40k. So 12,000 difference, denying that top right base. And in denying this top right base, if he puts his attention here, base 6 opens up in that kind of 12, 1 o'clock-ish position. So that is that 6th base I'm talking about. Is something we've got to make sure we have a way to get to eventually. Widowmine's going to do great initially, although a lot of them went off. What's funny is I actually think it would have been good for him to unburrow half of those mines. Because I think a lot of them ended up overkilling because of the situation that we're in, where they all target like the same group as Zerglings and so on. So that maybe could have been cool. It's going to be seeing the Widowmine going down there. The Lurker continue to gather up as well and put some pressure on here. It's been a very consistent game of pressure. I mean, it has to be from Rogue. If he doesn't kind of pressure, Clem just starts to walk away with this, right? Still sad for Rogue. I mean, he's really just building with whatever gas he mines from. The top right base going to go down soon. He could take the gases bottom left on the gold base. That would actually be a really good idea because right now gas is his limiting factor. So if you can just mine some of that gas now while he has the chance and that base does not get harassed, that would be huge, because eventually if he loses that base, then that's gas he never has access to. So the more he gets from it now, the better off he would end up being, as Clem has to lift the orbitals, respect that ling run by. There's a few more SCVs, still struggling to keep his own economy on the go. Again, Rogue is mineral rich, but gas poor, as we're going to just see these Marines going to get a few free Overseers. What is funny is that Rogue obviously spent a bunch of money on those Overseers as well, so he likes it to spam the Changelings and to cloud up the skies and to make sniping more difficult, but then it comes at a cost. Like, those Overseers ain't cheap. So it does kind of come at, like I say, that cost, which can be really, really expensive. I mean, do you even want to click through all those Changelings? It feels miserable. I mean, I feel like Rogue has just not had enough on the ground for a long time. To be fair, he's at 123 army supply, and Clem currently sitting at 167. We're going to run through here. The Bane's coming from the bottom right. A lot of them are going to get Liberators. The Liberators will not have a great time. At this point, we might not even need the Liberators as much anymore, but if we do lose all the Libs, then maybe we do go back into Lurkers a bit more as Rogue. Both players take some heavy losses here. Clem spends his entire bank rebuilding, whereas Rogue can still spend more, although it will probably be primarily in the form of minerals. The gas bank still is not exactly looking pretty at the moment. Ling Bane continues up, so we bring a lot more of that coming through. Hatchery on the upper right-hand side, going to be very close to going down. It will fall, gets a kill as well, so just trying to keep that base from mining. Clem continues to focus on the upper right, because again, that's where his freshest base is. So he's going to deny bases on this side of the map. I don't think he's going to worry about the bottom left just yet. He is expanding to the left side, actually, so... Well, I guess that was part of it. I guess that was his original 5th base, sorry. It's just that CC over here looks so barren. I'm talking about this one on the minimap. It looks so barren that it feels like it's just floated over there, but it's actually just because it's being denied it hard and really having a bad time a little bit more than anything else. Lingbane Fest is still coming through. A couple of Libs, a couple of Marines coming up as well. And Clem is going to max out. Rogue is going to have less drones this time as he maxes out, so 143 supply of Zerg. Lingbane running up. Corruptor's still looking reasonable. Man, a couple of Widowmines are still just getting amazing shots off because Rogue is running in with everything stacked. That Widowmine's going to friendly fire a little bit. Okay, Clem's a little clubbed up. He is. Banelings on making it to this army. Oh, I mean, a couple of ghosts still available. Reinforcements streaming in from Clem. Maybe the saving grace in a scenario that was maybe not looking pretty. Another Widowmine burrowed up. We do see the Corruptors after the command center. Liberators will siege again. Infesta goes down. The Liberators will do what they need to. These last few Corruptors, though, are standing strong. The Lings are going to try and flood on forward. You drop a Fungal Growth to try and help. A couple more Widow lines going off, but they will start getting cleaned up. Clem's going to lose the attempt to take the top right base. Again, we're at this point where both players are kind of poor, but Rogue does have more active mining in the game currently. This command center genuinely needs to be saved because Clem's not rich enough to go replacing bases all the time. Like, we're at that point in the game where actually just replacing or replenishing a base is super frustrating because, like I say, we're not rich. And we do have other command centers, but floating them all the way across to the upper right. If they're already orbital as well, then they can't become planetary, so that's not exactly ideal either. We had a very tense part of this game, as every single fight at this stage is going to become very, very important. Resources lost 48 to 62k. Clem might get this upper right base, though. I mean, it's slow mining, but it is still mining. And he's still up about 40 army supply, and if he just sits here defensively on top of this, can Rogue genuinely commit to breaking through that position? I mean, the Corruptors have been great against the Libs thus far. I don't feel like the Libs have really done too much right now. I feel like here the Libs are actually out of position. They need to be more on the left side and zoning the Infestors. Those Infestors looking to be annoying. The Fungal lands on just the forward Ghost, which got a snipe off on one of those Infestors. Hey, look, it's saved the command center time again. This time I think we'll do it a lot more easily, though, as Clem has successfully held this off. A great Aspire from Rogue, going to try and give the Corruptors some life. He dropped an EMP toward the Infestors right now. Again, it's super important for Clem that he doesn't get fungal. This game is close enough that a fungal growth could be absolutely devastating. So we want to try and 100% stay super clear of that if we can. If we stay clear of that, that would be fantastic. A couple more changelings going down again. Just have ourselves a great Aspire. The Marines coming up. Just going to be seeing a couple of shots coming through. The fungal there was decent. The Banes are still going to try and roll in. Just going to be seeing the bio staying spread, though. There's not enough on the ground. Clem is going to hold this off way more comfortably. Rogue, he knew the importance of denying this base. He knows he can't let Clem have that resource. And look how close it is. Clem is on the absolute scraps of economy right now. But Rogue had to commit. He has to deny the top right, and in trying to do so, he loses too much. And Clem will scrape together a map 1 victory on Taito Citadel. 27 minutes, and it looks so good. The red Terran player who does find himself with the 1-0 lead. I'd say fortunately, but I mean, he also played his butt off to be able to make it happen, so good fortune, but also good play. But, yeah, I mean, it was just such a tight game. As we have Clem in the bottom right corner, in the top left, Rogue will be our blue Zerg player. And what a way to start us off now into game number 2. Can Rogue keep on performing like this? If so, we're in for a hell of a series as we make our way through this. Again, the winner of this will advance to the next round. We'll take on Creator. You win this and you move into what is essentially the top 10 of the competition, by the way. Obviously, it's a little weird. We have top 10 and then we'll have top 8 if you win out today. Again, very close to the final stages. Very exciting. A reset from that long, late game, scrappy kind of procedure. Tell you what, Rogue got a bunch of lurkers out at different points in that game as well, into the bases of Clem. That always feels so good when you're able to get those lurkers out and kind of hitting your opponent's production, forcing units to respond to them. A couple moments where maybe the lurkers wasted themselves, but I gotta give credit because a lot of the time players, the Terrans will be on top of those Niduses, so you just never get the chance to unload the lurkers from the Nidus. Rogue had so many opportunities where you unloaded lurkers from a Nidus and it was just go, go, go time. It was actually pretty crazy to look at in that regard as well. So much success from the Nidus networks was very cool to see. SCV will try and deny the third base location. Now the Reaper joins up as well. Link speed has already started from Rogue. Obviously, last game kind of played the missile upgrades early. I do think that was a bit of a, oh, well, I'm probably not going to get away with anything else here. Especially because he took a bunch of damage early on. That first attack was such a good trade for Clem as well, right? So, I do think Rogue went into a little bit of survival mode last game. So maybe this game, if you don't have to go into survival mode as early, be interesting to see what he ends up being able to do and see if he changes his build order up a whole bunch, see if he plays something completely different. I'd be kind of shocked if we didn't see some amount of Mutalist play over the course of this series, to be honest, as well. So, got to imagine that that will likely be a situation, as we just have the Queen take a little grenade, nothing too major. Let's take a few moments to keep on setting ourselves up here. Link speed, few drones, Overlord. A couple of those Hellions coming by as well. Again, Starport Command Center, a couple of SCVs coming through. The Queens are going to be there. Reaper taking some damage, getting pushed away over to the sides. Again, SCVs and the mules gather up. Command center in place already. Lings would love to get a catch on that Reaper, but they're not quite going to find that chance to just yet. The barracks move to the side. The starboard going to switch on over here. Banshee from Clem. It's tricky because Rogue is that player as well. He will just, sometimes throw a Roach build in, so playing Banshee keeps you much safer against that, but you don't want to have to deal with that all too much. Marine going to shoot. Overlord going to get pushed around. We do see there's 2 Reapers and Hellion back over to the right side. Again, the Banshee and the Cloaking coming through. Gonna get that underway. They're on the way. A couple of barracks building from Clem as well. It's gonna be a nice cleanup. Kills 2 Hellions. Less map control for Clem to work with. Less that he will find a chance to kind of engage in with, and so definitely a little bit of a shame there. Obviously as well, if you use those Hellions as Hellbats a bit further down the line, then it's less Hellbats that strike, so just thinking back to the last game when the Hellbats were a bit of a factor as well, right? So definitely things to think on. As that Banshee continues over to the sides, looking to see what's up just for a moment. Again, Stimpack just coming through, get that underway. 1-1 upgrades from Clem. Nice and peaceful after a start of this series that was obviously pretty pretty hectic and busy and a lot of trading. I think both players will probably appreciate the few moments to kind of sit down and think about life and the game and just kind of getting back to that kind of more calm, milder stage of things. The Banshees will continue through. A few more Lings going down, a couple of drones already dropped. Look, creep on that right side is going to get picked away at, so I'm going to try to get rid of as much creep as possible. I mean, the less creep there is, the happier you're going to be. The scan, there's going to be some more active tumors we can get. That one on this far side, definitely a possibility. This is that tumor right there. Not sure how much that's going to impact you, especially when the queens are nearby to replenish some of the creep anyway, so I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem. Once again, the 1-1 upgrades, the Stimpack all coming through. The couple of Wooden Mines are going to start up from Clem as well, so we're going to get those also underway right now. As the grenade goes down, the Zerglings are going to get bopped. The Hellions are going to be there. Keep things away at the moment as well. So just keeping that back, keeping that in position. +1 missiles, +1 carapace, a bunch of additional Hydras coming up as well. Failing speed will be starting. The Groove Spine's about to complete. And again, the Hellions and the Reaper going to join up right there too to see the next couple of moments. Looks like a big push up that right side, trying to see what else is going on. Let's just gather together right now. Just going to have ourselves, again, the Hydras, the Lings, continue to settle. The few Marines going to have to be a little careful, as we do see a couple of the Lings already starting to run through. The Hydra's going to be running through with that as well. Again, trying to take some fighting, denying the medevacs. Infestation bit on the way, but missile upgrading again here as Rogue. So kind of staying very similar to what he did in that previous game to start us off with, at least. And loses a couple more Hellions. Obviously, nowhere near as much damage done early from Clem this time around. So that's going to be a big deal breaker compared to before. Rogue's on less of like a, most survive mode versus he actually is just kind of playing his game from where he would most expectedly just want to be right now. Just going to be seeing the engineering bays then still settling here. Just get those on the way up. Mines coming through, the tank and the Marines coming about. Dragon Claws and the 2-2 upgrades going to be a part of this as well. Again, Hydra joining together. Just going to be seeing the Lurkers still settling down also. We've seen the Siege tank able to connect in onto a couple of those drones. Some damage being done right away. And a few shots off just for the moment here. Tank still firing. Queen taking quite a few shots. As we've seen the Hydra Bane going to try and come on in. It's obviously an awkward position because you want to defend this, considering the fact that on that top side you're going to be losing your middle of the map mining if you're not careful. Oh no, my god, the Widow Mine blows up a whole bunch of stuff right there. Jesus, man, we've seen so many treacherous Widow Mines the last few days. This was looking good for Clem, and then he got caught in one fungal at the end. And I was about to say, man, kind of unfortunate because... simply for the fact that, like, I actually felt as though he did a great job of just avoiding the infestors, and at the very end the fungal lands, and then bang, the Widow Mine goes off. Another pretty critical moment right there. The Bio will push through, Ling, Hydra, and Bane coming back the other way. Queen gonna get taken down, because we are gonna see Clem trying to push the upper right side now, so moving away from the center a little bit. I don't know how far forward he'll get there. Obviously there is going to be creep spread, and that makes it a little bit dangerous to venture forward, so I'm gonna try and stay clear of that for the moment. And a couple of Widow Mines. It's going to be seeing the Lings getting cleaned out. Melee upgrade plus 2 Carapace coming up also. We do see the size expand. We do see the Lurk is still producing 22 more Lings in production. 2 upgrades on the way from Clem. Just going to have the Medivacs and the Marines continuing to build out. Ghost Academy is settling. So that's obviously going to be one of the next stages, because it does feel like Rogue is going to successfully get to the Lurkers, right? It does not feel like we're going to stop those Lurkers from coming out here at all just yet, so definitely getting into the right position there. Fungal growth, grabbing a few Marines, couple Medivacs getting caught also for the moment. It's going to be seeing that Ghost Academy still coming through, the couple Widow Mines, the Medivacs, Marine Marauder all coming about, +1 vehicle plating as a part of this. I will take a turn. We do see the Baneling going to try and get toward the Marines. We're taking a move up the right side, but we're not quite going to get there. Not for the moment, at least. Like I say, Lurkers being out is going to make this a much longer ordeal for Clem than it was going to be otherwise. Seeing a few of these creep tumors just going to get picked away at. A Queen going down, Widow Mines coming off as well. Just going to see a couple more. Widow Mines actually going to be huge. They actually hit the center of the Hydras. The Banes, there's just a couple of them too close for Clem to stand and fight that. Although probably couldn't have done much against the Hydras otherwise. The Lurkers really do make a hold top right. They are changing the pacing of this game as they did last time as well. Clem gets a pretty good fight here otherwise, playing cleanup across the board. Again, +1 melee, +2 Carapace. Continue to build into play at the moment. Marauders. Just going to pick their way through that. That's going to be the cancellation on a Nidus network. Once again, Rogue back to those Niduses as we just saw last time. Looking, building on that Ghost Academy. A couple of Widow Mine shots going off. Just an Overlord or so. These Widow Mines just left around the map. Obviously, such a danger to the Zerg player. All it takes, you walk into one of those with a big clump of units, and that boom is just an efficient trade immediately for the Terran. Obviously, you clean them up, and then, you know, the thing is they've already fired, so they've already found some efficiency. You know, trying to play cleanup quite nicely here is Rogue. Clem not going to preserve too many. He keeps the ones on the left-hand side, so we'll see if they get to come into play at all. We'll find out soon. Again, Spire coming up, Hydra on the way. We had an additional few drones. Rogue again will be maybe prepping for the eventuality of Liberators here, so get that Spire ready, get the Corruptors going. Because if there's Liberators out, you really do need to knock those down. As we saw last game, the Corruptors were able to do that and kind of withstand that for a lot of the time, so I imagine that will be somewhat important as well. Bane Hydra just gathers together. Again, just going to be seeing a couple Ghosts and the Liberators all coming by. Fusion Core, Command Centers, Refineries coming up as well. I really think with the Liberator range and those Libs coming out, like I say, that Spy is going to be imperative. Rogue needs the Corruptors. Clem gets to a 5th base here. It's another map that has kind of 7 bases each total, so going late into this game is not great for the Zerg because you kind of hit a max amount of economy pretty quickly. And at this point from Rogue, he probably wants to think about trying to take right side and maybe even left side base as well. It's tough though. Like, stealing the base from the Terran is very difficult on this map simply for the fact that it is very close to the other bases. Like, those edge bases are not super terrible to defend, and they're close enough. And it makes it pretty viable over defense. So more than anything, maybe as Rogue, you need to take one of those bases and then just do everything you can to stop the Terran player from actually mining themselves, because again, you're going to lose the economy game. You're gonna kind of lose the efficiency game. So then you really need to win the economy game, and that's kind of your pathway to do that on this map. Because like I say, there's almost no chance Rogue can survive a hatcher on that left side. Unless he keeps a lot of Clem's attention over to the far right, then maybe there is a world where the left side hatchery comes online for some significant amount of time, but I just can't really imagine that that is something that is truly likely going to happen. No adrenal glands. Nope, there's no adrenal glands in this game yet. Rogue may want to get that. If he can remember, that would be great, because those lings are pretty darn important. As you see, just changing showing up. Clem will just attack move through all of those, clean them out. Obviously just forced to be using a bit of his APM there. It's one of the weird benefits that the... it is genuinely kind of a weird benefit that you provide here, actually. So, a little bit of a strange one. See the massive overseers joined together. I think that's going to be the story of this game. There's lots of overseers available. Again, +2 melee, +3 carapace. Alright, just going to get over there. Changeling's going to get picked off. Going to be seeing the Overseer still chilling out in the center. Ling Bane on the right side. Going to be seeing the Banes coming over. Just going to be seeing the rest of this coming through. Don't mind, we'll just go. Baneling's going to go down. We do get a Knights up in the main base. There's going to be a lot of lurkers showing up. We've seen the Overseers, the Banes coming through. Going to hit this mineral line next couple of moments. Banes continue to crash on by. 12 SCVs going down. The Planetary Fortress going to be in some trouble. But not too much. I mean, we actually save it. And at the same time, Clem plays cleanup in the main base. This will go down. Again, the bio gets there. The Liberators will come back across. Obviously, those Libs are going to be a big part of your defense. This is the time where if there's ever a chance you're going to get that left side base of Clem's, like, this is the time as Rogue. Like, just throw the hatchery down and just see if it sticks, you know? Again, +2 missiles, +1 carapace, 5 carapace, +2 flyer attack. You see Rogue, obviously, again, especially ready for the later game, getting those upgrades going. Wants to make sure he's got an answer there, as these lurkers just wander down to the bottom left side. The SCVs will try and repair. Clem will wander across. A couple of ghosts that will be able to start sniping, but I think the base goes down. It's this weird stage where sometimes an orbital is better in these scenarios, because an orbital would be able to lift off and minimize the damage, but then orbital doesn't fight off Ling run-bys. Accidental Swarm Host, round 2. Another Knights in the main base. Gonna see those lurkers still flying around. Just gonna see the couple of ghosts on that bottom side. Gonna push back around. Corrupt is gonna be there for the medevacs. Just gonna be seeing the lurker shot still firing through. Again, those couple of ghosts coming about. The Overseers down the right side. Corruptors will gather up with said Overseers for the moment. Just gonna see the ghosts still firing. A couple of Niduses being picked away at the moment as well. It's just gonna continue through with this. +3 missiles, +3 melee, and plenty of Ling Bane on the way up as well, so we bring a lot of that online. And that +2 flyer attack going to be a part of this as well. More missile turrets into the bottom left as Clem looks to secure this base. Right now, this is going to be 24.5 to 18.2k resources loss. 17 Corruptors already on the field. At this point, if Clem just doesn't make Libs, would that be a mistake? I feel like at this stage, when there's 17 Corruptors and you're going up to like 5 Libs, like, you're just asking the Libs to die. I get the Libs are really important for you defensively in some regards, but then there's such a good answer to them already available. None of these Corruptors get sniped away, so maybe that works as well if you're happy. To be fair, like, as Clem, maybe you want him to keep the Corruptors coming as well, because you can probably look at this and say, well, you know what? It's actually pretty good for me if he's building Corruptors, because then it's not supply that goes elsewhere, and I can snipe those Corruptors very comfortably a lot of the time too. So maybe there's a little bit of an element of that in play as well. Already killed 6 of those Corruptors. 9 Lurkers dead in this game, 7 Overseers. How many Overseers you got overall? 34 plus the 7, so got like 40 Overseers already made. Man, it's so expensive. Like, there's just so much money available there. Match sets up, the Knight is coming down, the Great Aspire coming through. Change is going to come about, Liberator's coming over, Marines and the Ghosts step forward as well. Just going to be seeing the Banelings connecting in, Overseers will fire. Spy still building, Lings and the Lurkers coming about. Just a bunch of Overseers just chilling in the skies. Just going to see the changes going down. The Ling Bane continue through. Just going to be seeing the Lurkers still continuing out. Lings coming over. Bioforce will go in after the Nidus. $20 already. There's that hatchery I've been talking about. That's the bonus base. If Clem doesn't, like I say, if Clem doesn't deny that, I mean, that's genuinely where you want to be at for the later game. I mean, you can mine a bit of it as Rogue, and if Clem takes it back, it's still okay for Clem. Let's see Rogue looking as though he wants to be the guy to attack forward. Clem going to run back. Doesn't have anything kind of static defense-y set up, so just wants to try and make sure he's got as much room to work with running away and splitting. Banelin's going to turn back down the low ground. I don't know if Rogue really achieved anything here. I don't know if anything really kind of went down of significance. One Lurker going to harass to the left-hand side at the same time, trying to move in position with this already. Just going to be seeing a few Marines coming over. The Ghosts are going to be there as well. We're going to scan. That Lurker will go down right away. Snipe, snipe. Lurker goes down. A few Zerglings running across. Bio will stand and fight. The few Zerglings going down. The few Lings on the right side going to be in a little bit of trouble as well. Do you drop another scan down? The Corruptor Baneling force comes back over. A few more snipes trying to line it on up. 5 Liberators building through. The +1 ship weapons coming up. Bio again going to take a chance on this right side. Going to drop a fungal. A bunch of these Ghosts in the front going to get caught. The Banes will crash through. Ghosts go down. The push on the left-hand side, Clem. Snipe down a bunch of these Lurkers. Opening up this space would be massive, because like I say, just a chance to get back onto that base and deny this already would be great. You're going to have to run back here. Ling's looking for a surround. A lot of these Ghosts in trouble. Clem will have to go back up top and lift those remaining Ghosts away. He has a couple Liberators over here he can kind of fall back to, but he might have to unload the rest of those medevacs elsewhere, to be honest, because he gets to the high ground. That's going to be good enough. And Ling's alone running into those Ghosts not going to be ideal. Of course, the map covered in creeps, so bringing us to a bit of a standstill there. Clem will struggle to step onto the map without that creep being super controlling. The Ghost coming up that left side. A couple Lings going down. The Spore's in some trouble. Ling Bane wants to take a dive onto that Bioforce. Medevac's already retreating back. The Ghost pull up and a couple snipes coming through. The Lurkers already coming into play. Spore Crawler. Shoot at that Liberator. Now just going to be seeing the rest of Ling Bane running in again. Man, the block of Overseers. It's kind of silly to look at in a way. Clem will kite backwards. He's got a planetary for some damage output here as well. He is getting rid of the base on the left-hand side, so his fight's not super terrible for Clem, because at least he's progressing on the left as well, but he does lose a lot of the Ghosts. And he will lose the base on the right side as well, as he cleans up on the left side. But yeah, a lot on the right side going down. He's going to build a bunch more Liberators. He's sniping up at those Corruptors. Trying to get as many as possible, sniping into that flock of Overseers. I mean, the Corruptors are in there somewhere, by the way, so have fun trying to snipe those right now. I have no idea how you actually fight that, as we are going to see a bunch of changes coming through. Funnily enough, Widowmine Splash gets rid of a bunch of that. The Lings are going to run in over here. There's no detection, so the Ghost cloaking up will be a pretty good answer. There's a detection if the ghosts move forward because there's a spore crawler, but that will be it. The Overseers are on their way back. Funnily enough, there's no detection when there's that many Overseers on the map. Clem's going to move up the right-hand side. He's going to get rid of this base, but Clem is running low on resources, and Rogue is realistically on a massive bank right now. So Rogue is not far away at all from just kind of completely swinging this game into his... I mean, he just needs to build. If he builds right now, like, Clem has no money. This was not a great set of trades at the end of it all, and Clem's down to 80 in SCVs, so it's not like he's mining more. But basically, Rogue just can't die to Clem's current army. But like I say, 5.5k, 2.5k in the bank. Like, how do you die to Clem's current army without being able to rebuild anything of use in this case? Like, there's just no way, surely. Crypto's still chasing down, man. Rogue, what are we at, man? He's got no lava, so that's his current problem. Clem with 18 SCVs. Again, he denied those 2 extra bases of Rogue. He just needs to work his way through essentially like 6,000 resources. Plus, there is still some other mining, but it's that bank of Rogue that's the issue. 11 Broodlords. Okay, we have no answer to that. We have 4 Liberators. Do you have 14 gold? Okay, we don't have no answer, but we don't have like an ideal answer, I want to say. Clem just trying to scrape together whatever units he can. Still at 130 army supply right now, so still competitive. Just gonna see the bunch of broods morphing in at the moment, getting that all set up. A few Liberators pull over the right-hand side. Adrenal Glands is about to finish as well, funnily. 25 minutes into 10,000 feet, we're going to get Adrenal Glands done. That's definitely one way of looking at this as well. Ghost and Lib still producing through. We do have ourselves the changes moving down. The Broodlords are going to be there. The Ghosts moving to the side. Widowmines as well. It's going to be seeing a couple of shots. Widowmine goes down. The Ghost goes down. Now the Changeling's still moving down the bottom. Bio Army will set up. Changeling's trying to step forward. Things will get to the bottom left side. I mean, Clem just can't really protect those bases at the moment, so... And there's just a spam of Changelings on the floor as well that you've got to figure out a way to kind of move through. I'm just going to try and counterattack up the right-hand side. Rogue has reestablished the base on the left, which his Broodlords are near the left-hand side, so I like him establishing the base he has control of. Vex load up, the Marines pull back, and Clem is on thin ice at the moment. He is very close to being overrun. The Ghost trying to pull back and create some efficiencies. The Banelings are going to get forward. They're going to go off on a planetary. Doesn't really help you as Rogue, as Clem is still somehow staying close enough in army supply. Will come down over to the sides. I mean, we just have a few SCVs dead in the last few moments as well. Overseers up top. It's very Ling heavy from Rogue. I'm not sure if that's going to have a negative impact here, trying to engage in these last few moments. Those Broodlords are still a factor. The Banes running on the right-hand side is going to be a big deal. We have a bunch of Vikings that are just trying to get involved as well to fight those Corruptors. You get rid of those Corruptors, you could maybe fight down back the Broodlords a bit more efficiently. Clem running all the way back into his main base to try and stay clear of this. Trying to split and a main base defense. And he will get rid of a bunch of stuff on the ground. Goes sniping through, but then we don't have anything that currently fights off the Broodlords. Man, this is strangely close. Like, Rogue is out of money. He's mining still on the left side, at least. Ling's getting rid of a whole bunch of extra SCVs. 14 workers going down. The Corruptors still nubbling on through at those couple CCs up in the skies. You can see another hatchery down on that right side as well. So, again, just base expansion attempting. Clem trying to retake locations. Rogue, I like that he's finally re-expanding on that right side as well. Why wouldn't you? Put you in an even better position here. Ghost going to turn onto the Changelings. The Mule will save the command center. Just try and mine that right-hand side. Rogue is only 20 army supply ahead. Some way, somehow, this is not crazy good for him. He's gas-starved as well currently. Only 5 Corruptors in play. If Clem could actually have gotten the Viking force up again, Like, these Broodlords would have genuinely been in some trouble. Clem's base bottom left will be denied, but that's pretty much out of minerals anyway, so maybe we don't care about that anymore, but then we've got to care about something at some stage. A couple of Vikings trying to get in after the Broodlords, a couple of snipes coming down. The transfusions are kind of big, in all honesty. Like, anything to kind of preserve units and to create an even better trade for you is going to be amazing at this stage. Rogue will have too much, Clem says it as he types GG, and it is going to be Rogue to take a game number 2. We tie things up 1-1. And what a series this is turning out to be. Clem and Rogue entering the late game, dueling, trading. This time around, Rogue able to just about get enough. Honestly, it was still kind of close to the end. Those Broodlords really found value. It's so rare you see Broodlords stay active for such a long time in a matchup. Because usually it's one wave of Broods, you trade them out, and then you never make them again. But they just survived, and Clem just never found himself an answer to being able to deal with those Broodlords, and hence, they really were the reason that this game came to a close in the end in Rogue's favor. I think without those, it would have been a very different little circumstance, to be honest. So, some very cool stuff there as we get ourselves Clem in the bottom right, Rogue in the upper left, and get this up and running. Match, yes, coming through, spawning pool coming down in a moment. Settle ourselves in here. Are we going to see 30 minutes again? I mean, we had back-to-back long games. Are we going to see that happening once more? On the way through, Orbital and the Command Center coming up as well, bringing that into place already. See, we'll come around over to the sides, seeing what's going on. Queen, Lings coming up right here, and that's settled. And a few of those circles coming through just for a few moments. SAC in the factory coming up for the moment. Couple Lings will just get in after the Reaper. Just trying to chase that down for a couple of moments. Trying to find some of that initial value. A couple CCs building up. The factory is about to complete. Reactor on the way in. Grenade coming down. Queen is going to get pushed about. And that link speed about to finish. Going to be seeing the Queens. It's going to be that Reaper coming through. When it goes down, Ling's just going to chase. Reaper going to be hunted for a couple of moments there. Ling will get there. Reaper goes down. Got a little bit of a hunt across then. A little bit of damage done. Coming back around. Let's get there. A couple creep teamers going down. Just going to be seeing the Hellions get back to the top side. Few Zergle's going to be there. Hellions taking some more damage. Just going to be seeing the Lair and the drones coming up. We lose a Reaper and we lose a Hellion. We got 7 Lings, not too bad. Sort of trade that's probably not going to be too substantial in the game. Clem's going to open with those Banshees again. I will say Clem's early harass has been... I mean, he did get damage done that first game, ended up drawing out a long way anyway. I feel as though I was expecting Clem to end up with a little bit more value found, I suppose, in some of these early trade-offs and some of those early commitments already, so... yeah. Interesting stuff. Got the Hellions coming through as well. I'm just going to be gathering and still waiting for more chances to poke forward and see if there's more to be done for the moment. And again, the Bane that's coming about. These drones, Oversteer coming through. Barracks, Engineering Bay, building by. Queens are going to be there. It's going to be seeing a few drones going down already. The Lings chasing down the Hellions. It's going to be seeing, honestly, I mean, we got a few drones, which is nice, but then we're now 5 Hellions down the drain for 3 drones, or 4 drones and 13 Lings. It's a lot of your map controller starts disappearing. There's an Overseer available. Different style of play from Rogue. Spire on the way up, so we're going to play some Mutalisks this time around. So already a very different setup from Rogue to what we've been seeing previously. Counterattack gets 5 SCVs. We kill 5 drones, we lose 5 SCVs. Players will trade out on either side just for now. Just having the Baneling speed coming up as well, so continue to get that on the go. Spire coming through too. As the Queens will be there, the Banshees take a couple of damage. We will see the meters coming up, Baneling speed coming through. Having ourselves the 1-1 upgrades, and the Marines come by. Just going to be seeing the Armory coming up, the Evolution Chambers continue to come into play. Those 2 Banshees head in toward the main base. You see the Queens taking damage. Going to be seeing 1 Queen going down, both Queens together. Can get rid of the Banshee right there as well, so just going to be having the couple of shots. Now we do have the Mutas actually showing up as well. They're going to run in toward these Medivacs, and that's going to be a denial too, because the Mutas will chase the Medivac down, so well, the rest of the units show up. So the Medivac gets saved, but overall Clem is kind of pushed back for a moment or two at least. We're going to see actually the Ling Bane will continue forward. Clem never unloaded from that Medivac yet. Some of his units are going to be a little bit up for grabs. This is 1-1 to 0-0, by the way. I don't think this is the sort of fight Rogue wants to commit to. He uses Banes on the missile turret, but he gets 7 SCVs. There's a lot of units, to be honest, and Clem just needs to remember to get Combat Shield would be a nice addition. If he gets Combat Shield, does he have an Armory already? He does. He needs to get 2-2 in Combat Shield. Just needs to stop and start some upgrades. Otherwise, I mean, this was already a pretty good start from Clem, and he can now continue to try and control those mutas and go from there as well for the next few moments. Let's get everything we mentioned started, and the mutas actually get intercepted as well, so Clem able to take some value there. 30 army supply in the lead. Can he push? I mean, he doesn't have combat shield, which isn't great, but he might just have enough of an advantage that he can get away with a push here, especially if the tanks can take some good trades onto the Banes immediately. That actually may be a real opportunity for Clem to just go, 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 and to kind of send this. The Marines still coming up, the Overlord taking some more damage. We've seen the Marines hitting, a couple of Banes are going to roll forward, the Marines go down, the Ling Bane Muta all flowing through from the left-hand side. You can see the rest of those Banes showing up as well, crashing through the couple of siege tanks. Mutas end up pulling back, so most of the tanks go down. There are 4 Banelings or so left here, and they are very important. Those 4 Banelings are what can really still stop this Marine cluster. There are new Banes morphing. Clem does not get the target fire, pulling away. He gets 1 more, he gets both of them. Now he can stand and fight. The Mutas start going down, and that's why the upgrades are still not done for the Zerg, so it's going to be super painful. As we do see Clem able to take value at the end, and now stemming forward again. A new round of Banes available will save you as Rogue. But it really is going to do that. It's going to save you. It's not exactly going to win you this game. It's just going to kind of, I guess, okay, it prolongs your death right now, because now Clem can't kill you immediately, so like I say, it's a save. It's not a long-term save. Clem soon to be on 2-2 as well. I like this counter-attack around the back, try and get some of the reinforcements. Clem splits from the Banes, though, and again, it's just so hard to find the efficiency against a Terran who has that upgrade advantage and the numbers advantage in such a big way already. You know, with good meter control, there's sometimes, you know, ways you can find that with the Mutalisks involved, but just don't know if that's really going to happen here as Clem. Gonna keep pressuring. These Medevacs actually gonna have to get out of there for a moment or two. Clem is obviously quite far forward on creep, so a little bit of a scary situation. Again, up the ramp, we'll be able to stim, turn. Now about to be on the full upgrade lead again. Rogue supply block too. Not exactly what you want to be seeing right now when you are just trying to fight for your survival. Marines pull back once again, and Clem really looks as though he's going to be able to fully capitalize on what was a bit more of a successful early game this time. I mean, like I say, back in that first game, he had a pretty successful start, and he never really capitalized this time. Definitely feels like he's on track to it. Now, it's not done just yet. A couple more Banelings crashing through, not getting enough of the Marines. Clem scans, sees the next few Banes that are ready, sees the next one starting up as well. We'll target fire those Banelings right from the get-go, retargets them now. Siege Tank in the back doing work as well. Rogue has to say GG, and Clem will wipe up Winter Madness in just 10 minutes. And it will take me... Not going to complain about long games, but there is a scenario, guys. If stuff goes way too long today, I may miss a series, so I'll just say that now. Not to curse us into faster games, just letting you guys know the situation. I've got plans tonight, so... Alright. Game 4 of this best of 5 here on Mothership. As we kick this off. This is the lower bracket, guys. Yes, it is. The winner of this advances to play Creator to stay alive in the competition. The loser is out. No more second chances, which means Rogue is on his final chance. Needs to win back-to-back maps right now to stay in the contest. He's been great this year. Man, I think this is starting to be a real example of just Rogue's year in general, which is that dude's really freaking good. He has some great matches. He has some great games. And he can really fight with almost anybody. But then he lost his spirit in that best of 5. Ends up in the lower bracket. And now he's got to play Clem. And again, he can bring the fight to Clem. It's just that consistency has not been there from Rogue. That's the one thing he's really missed all year long. Jump on our observer and take a few moments to settle in on Mothership. Probably nothing too crazy for the first couple of moments here. Guys, enjoying the games, just take a couple of moments to say a couple of things, please. First of all, if you're on the YouTube, do not forget to hit the like and the subscribe buttons. Helps us out a whole bunch. Helps us to get the stream out to more people on the YouTube, which is obviously very important because the more people that watch, the better it is. And the more we can do, the more we can benefit from that, and the more StarCraft we can run in the future. If you are enjoying the competition and you want to support further, obviously, if you want to raise the prize pool of this tournament specifically, all donations on the stream are currently going into the prize pool of the tournament, so do consider supporting with a donation if you want to support that. As usual, you can subscribe, which helps support the channel and what I am doing in general. Use your primes if you've not already used your primes and they need a home for Christmas. We will give them one and use it to make more StarCraft 2 come 2026. And obviously, just keep on watching. We appreciate you all being here. Just a moment or two to sell out and get them get some monies made, whether it's raising the prize pool or just helping the stream. Appreciate all of it, guys. Thank you so much for listening. As we get ourselves the Reaper dancing around with the Zerg. Man, it feels like a long time. I don't know why. I know we just had like a shorter game, but I feel like the Reaper dancing with the Link feels like a rarity for some reason. Kind of a funny one. Iridian, thank you so much for gifting us up to Calaman through the community. Thank you so very much. Appreciate the gifted sub. Reaper chases, Lings and the Queen's going to be there. Reaper goes down already. Couple Hellions coming up. Command Center coming through. Is Spirit Scarlet next? No. After this, we have the winner of this versus Creator. So, the winner of this versus Creator, then Spirit Scarlet, then Cure Showtime is the schedule on the day. That's the order of things that we're aiming for. Starport coming up, Command Center coming through. Take a couple of moments here. Get underway, figure out what we want to try and achieve. Next couple of moments, gonna see the Reaper grenading up a couple of the drones. The Queen's gonna step across, put a little bit of damage out onto said Reaper. Reaper obviously sticking around a long time. Pretty much done now. There are gonna be Hellions in the natural expansion. Clem gets one drone out of this. Not really ideal. Would probably have wanted more, but doesn't get there. So, not an ideal situation by any accounts, as the next Hellions need to be careful not to get caught already. Ling's threatening that's around, and obviously you do want to try and protect said Hellions and actually get something done with them ideally, so not exactly ideal. We're going to zip one way, then we're going to zap the other. The Ling's still chasing, the Hellions getting rushed. The drones, the Queens, all still building through. A couple of S-Series just going to pull over, repair those Hellions where possible. They're building. We have the Queens in position to push the Hellions back as well. It's just going to chase them back the other way. Again, a couple of Lings, the Overlord all coming through, the Spore Crawler's building up, the Factory's going to move over to the side and drop down a reactor again. 2 additional barracks still building right now. Got that bio army set up for the future then with those additional racks, and just make sure that we're gonna have the reproduction needed for the next step of this. The Hellions will run across and meet a couple of the Queens. There's a big map. Has left finished, so we'll see what Rogue does. They go back into mutas. I mean, you look at the last game, you maybe don't love the mutas, but I mean, Mutilating Bane is a good style, and it's the kind of map where Mutilating Bane can absolutely excel. It's big, and there's lots of room to run around, whether that's run-bys with the Ling Bane or just the Mutalisks flying about. There's a lot of potential on this map for Ling Bane Muter, I think, so I know the last game didn't set up very well for you and didn't kind of go where you wanted it to be, but I think you got to kind of put that behind you a little bit and just kind of roll with it anyway and just see where you can get to. Otherwise, you're just gonna... You can't just be playing Afraid forever, I suppose, is what I'm kind of thinking. Play Afraid forever and you're gonna have a bad time. Banshee just gonna nibble up a little bit further. The Hellions here are gonna try and go in after the Queen. We get one more drone. A little bit more value found again. Starboard gets the reactor on the way. Just going to be seeing the Spire and the Baneling Nest coming through. 2 more Evolution Chambers in production. 7 drones. The Sexar series going down is nice. It does slow Clem down a little bit. Makes him think about playing defense. As the Spire completes, the Evo Chambers will start. Again, you are going to be behind on upgrades here. So 7 meters come by. That Baneling Nest is about to finish. Further than the Factory coming down to the front of the 3rd base, so we just get that into position as well. Artifacts pop, and we just go from here. Mutalisks already making their way into place. Ling Bane coming up, Baneling speed starting. 1-1 on the way from Clem as the Marines are going to take out a Changeling already. The rest of the Mutas coming over. Again, Factory about halfway done. The Armory coming by. Ling Bane still stepping through. The Marines are going to get rid of a couple of Creep Tumors right now. The Overlord. Nelly going down as well. The Marines pulled back. Actually, going to turn and target fire mutas. To be fair, this was very good. You kill enough mutas as well that this was genuinely, you know, enough to kind of stop the chase down happening. And the Banshees get rid of some of the Banelings in the background. Great little sequence of trades there from Clem. Way better success rate than what I thought was going to happen when that started out. And he does get to lift leave. And like I say, probably be pretty happy with things at this current point of time. He is trying to find a way around, seeing what they can do over in that direction. 1-1 melee upgrades coming up, plus 1 flyer attack upgrade coming through as well. So again, all of that on the way in currently. Combat shields, plus 2 attack, drilling claws. The next stage of this, plus 2 armor as well. So going to really maintain a good, a really good upgrade lead at the moment. 2-2 continuing through. Again, the Thor is on the way by. The Marines are coming up. Medevac about to finish. So you do see the Muta's going to get back over the left-hand side. Bam. Wouldn't mind. Kills the Mutalisk. The Marines coming back across. Melee upgrades coming over. Infestation Pit coming up as well. Wouldn't mind. Goes down to the Mutalisks. The Marine's going to take a chance to step forward. underneath. The Overseer will go down. Gonna be maxed out in a moment. It's interesting because moving out against Ling Bane Muta feels good in some ways because you kind of want to trade against a low tier army comp. But in other ways, it's like if you move out, boom, counterattacks are available to you. The creep spread becomes a big factor. You know, those are things to think on as Rogue needs to be careful here. There's a lot of units in the back, and you kind of got baited into going for the first group of those units, and then really ideal. The Marine's coming over. Queen, it's going to be coming in. The mine's going to go off here. That would be massive if they did. One of them went off. Wasn't that big of a connection. Like I said, counterattack a big factor here. Let's see how that cleanup goes. The Lings are running in defensively here, but that's not going to be good enough. The Banes and Lings on this side doing what they can. I don't think there's enough to keep that attack going, honestly, from Rogue. He's dying, man. He's having a bad time on the other side of the map. He's taking a bad trade over there. We're going to keep on pushing through. Extractor going down. Now Clem's just going to get back on the map with everything else. A couple of Banelings running forward. The Marines start to split. Good defense against those Banelings and just making sure that we can handle this as aptly as possible. Definitely looking as though Clem is going to be absolutely, I mean, dominating right now. The Thor lifts up, pulls back. Right now, I think we've got a complete lack of Banelings. There's none in the game. 6 about to finish morphing, then 6 new ones start. We have got 6 Banelings to save us right now, and the 6 new Banelings are morphing in right in the front, so that's not really ideal. Clem on a good spread already. We will see some of the Banes trying to find their way through. The double Thor is good protection against the Mutas. And Clem has had enough of those long games. He's not going to let opportunities slip through the cracks. GG gets called, and Clem